It's interesting. It gives me the crunch dialogue after it makes the crunch sound. No, the P3 episode has not been done yet. I have asked, and I found Adachi's one goes very, very, very well immediately after Persona 4. So I'm doing it first. And then Persona 3 will probably be later tonight. My molars slowly crushed the hard lump of fiber. I knit my eyebrows at the first taste of lotus root in a long, long while.
Ugh, gross.
I scrape in some barley-filled rice, as if to wash down the lotus root. Today's dinner consists of chizuki full of vegetables. I also get some miso soap that's one step away from water, cucumber tasamuno, and even an orange slice or two for dessert. Ugh, I want some sea urchin or eel. Yakiniku sounds good too. Maybe some beef tongue served rare, covered in onion, and marinated with a little lemon. Man, I didn't know. I guess I didn't know Adachi cooked, but it was never really explored before. So I'm glad they're really kind of getting into, yeah, he really likes food. While I fantasize about this, I grab another lotus root out of the bento pack with my chopsticks. I peer through the holes in the lotus root, and my eyes meet those of the guard staring at me through the observation window, who is apparently not pictured in the image for some reason. That's too bad. It'd be kind of cool if you just had this guard that was outside the bars right there, but you wouldn't notice him until you got to this part of the dialogue.
Hurry up and eat!
Yeah, sorry.
I've been in jail for about 5 months now. I'm being held at the provincial police headquarters neighboring Inaba City as a suspect in the serial murders that took place in Yasuhinaba. 2 murders, plus abandoning a corpse and a few other charges. Normally, I'd be immediately prosecuted and transferred to prison, but police are having trouble with the supernatural cause of death being thrown into a television. I mean, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be assigned to a pain-in-the-ass case like this. Well, maybe it's not for me to say, being an ex-cop and all. After meal drowsiness hits me soon after, I lay down on the tatanami mat. There's nothing I can do in this empty cell, and I'm just about to pass from unconsciousness into that beckoning slumber. Man, I am bad at reading.
Number 82, interrogation!
My number 82? Okay, I guess this is... I was like, they have 82 people in a, like, murder-sized prison? But I guess there's no reason... I bet they only have one prison. Voice of the guard outside pulls me back to reality. Number 82. That's me. Interrogation this late in the day? Give me a break. I sigh in a way that the guard wouldn't see, and slowly get up. The detective in charge leads me away, leaving my cell behind. It's been a while since I was last called in the interrogation room. The stuffiness really seems to stress the spitefulness of this room. That alone is enough to get me down. Why do you have a massive TV next to a guy who you believe can throw people inside TVs? What is going on? When I first got here, I gave them the whole truth. Since it was all over, I didn't plan to hide anything. It'd be a pain if things got complicated. But obviously, proving that you can kill people with magic isn't the kind of thing that can be demonstrated to an audience that isn't willing to listen. After going through some serious psych evaluations and all that crap, interrogations weren't able to make any progress. So my jail life continues.
Here's some more things. Check them.
Holy crap, what is that? That's hideous. Ah! I'm sorry, it's just... Ah! Today they want me to go over some evidence. I plop my ass down on the uncomfortable stool, and a young detective lines up several objects on the table.
These are the 3 pieces of evidence.
This is a replica gun that's been modified to fire real bullets. Oh yeah, that was in my closet. I bought this when I first joined the police force, and I was frustrated I didn't get a gun right off the bat. And this, digital audio player. I won at the New Year's bingo game, then tossed it somewhere and forgot about it. Where the hell did they find this? And that's a large flat screen TV. It's big enough to easily shove someone through, but I've never seen this TV before. In other words, it's irrelevant to the investigation. pretty damn evident there's no new evidence to find. I've got nothing more to hide, and I told them so. And yet, they still managed to dig up more junk. They don't even realize that they're wasting their time.
None of them are related to the case. I mean, I've said this many times before, but I've already told you everything.
Shut up! No back talk. Just check them all.
What is he checking them for? Detective pounds the table with his fists, probably in an attempt to intimidate me. What losers. My game's long been over. What good would it do me to lie now? The reason you can't assemble a case against me is because you're idiots. And I have to sit here to waste my energy dealing with you morons. Why don't you use your head a little? I make a show of pretending to look at the so-called evidence again, and the detective lights a cigarette.
Seriously, between Adachi and Dojima, is anyone at Inaba PD not a dumbass?
Jima-san?
Ryotaro Dojima. You know him real well.
Yeah, obviously we know him real well. That's kind of a awkward way of putting the character's name in there. Kitty, get away from my drink. It's mine.
Rumor has it his position at the station is shaky. A real cop wouldn't have the balls to show his face at the station if one of his men got sent up for murder.
Detective with a cigarette blows some smoke in my face. I get this kind of treatment every day, and this is one of the less severe acts of hostility I face at that. Since I'm an ex-cop, police are merciless when they interrogate me. On top of being in restraints from morning to night, if I start to doze off, I get some water to the face. The verbal abuse is constant. If I say something, I get yelled at. If I stay quiet, I get yelled at. It really impresses me how much energy they have. They're probably pissed at how long this case has taken them, but they can't blame me for their incompetence. Seeing that I don't so much as move an eyebrow, the detective lights a second cigarette and laughs mockingly.
You know, I felt sorry for him. So out of kindness, I told him during the investigation. I said, I'll make sure to dispose of your no-good man, so don't worry about that.
Wow, you don't know Dojima at all, do you? Man.
And what does that bastard do? He suddenly grabs me by the collar. I almost ended up having to submit a written apology.
Oh no. You had to almost apologize for threatening to, like, kill a prisoner, which is completely against every possible... You're lucky you didn't get fucking arrested.
Talk about a blunder.
It ain't nothing to laugh about.
Neither is your... Why would they draw him that way? I'm sorry. Oh my god.
What do you think he said, huh? He can settle matters for himself without me asking you to do it. What a bunch of shit to say about a killer.
Hearing that, I smile knowingly. Dojima-san's being a pain in the ass like he always is. I'm no longer a subordinate, just a complete stranger. He should cut off any ties to me, but instead, he has to go and say that. Besides, isn't it backwards for a detective to be believing a criminal? This cop's right. Seriously, he makes me laugh.
Yeah, I'm done dealing with Hicks. Oh, I guess once you've been a police dick in the sticks that long, your morale's shot. I wouldn't be surprised if Dojima snuffed a few himself. That must be where his men learned it.
Yeah. Freaking state detectives.
That's a funny joke.
Huh?
Although, aren't you the one with the quick fist? I heard rumors about you when I was on active duty. You punched a suspect in the face during an investigation. Got found out and covered it up, right? What a hero!
The detective's face gets redder and redder. Even though I sound frivolous, my heart is cold.
And since then, you've made sure to only punch him in the gut, right? You sure know what you're doing, aiming to work at the Metropolitan PD.
You little... I ain't taking that kind of lip from a goddamn killer!
Chair's kicked out from under me, and I slam into the ground. Wow, that face is great too. I should not love Adachi, but he's just awesome. Detective grabs me by the hair and roughly pulls my head up. Seeing Detective's face covered with anger and humiliation is just hilarious.
If you don't want a good thrashing, then you better spill everything, you bastard!
I'm sorry, the way that scene is angled, it looks like Adachi is lying on top of the detective. It's very awkward.
Sir, you really shouldn't go any further.
The young detective steps in front of his superior, probably out of worry, but all he does is fluster. The younger one has no control over the other detective's movements.
Shut up! You don't get anything out of scumbags like him without getting your hands dirty. Watch and learn.
He punches me in the gut. He avoided my slow plexus. He must be used to hitting people. I choke back at my stomach acid and scoff.
That wasn't nice. Isn't this against the Criminal Procedure Code?
Huh?
Criminal Procedure Code, Article 319. Forced confessions gained through torture and intimidation are inadmissible as evidence. Anything I tell you is invalid if you get your hands dirty. Didn't they teach you the basics in police academy? Oh, but I get it. You're stuck in the boonies like this because you can't even get the Criminal Procedure Code straight.
You little...
The detective's eyes open wide. I stepped on a landmine. He's probably going to hit me again. I brace myself for it, but contrary to my anticipation, I'm not struck by a fist. Instead, I feel cold steel, barrel of a gun, pressed up against my temple. Whoa!
You must be Toru Adachi. I wish to speak with you.
Hi, show. That I was not really expecting. I mean, I knew eventually Sho and Adachi would meet. I didn't think it would be like this, though. The atmosphere in this room suddenly becomes tense. I feel a chill run down my spine. He's not the same detective I was just talking to. He's someone else. I don't have any proof, but that's what my gut's telling me.
I'm sorry, but I must ask you to come with me. Enter the TV here. And to be clear, this is less a request than an order.
Whoa, what are you doing? There'll be hell to pay for pointing your gun at a detainee. You really need to calm...
Ah, yes. I'd forgotten we weren't alone. Get out of here.
Huh? What are you saying?
I said get out. I don't wish to make matters worse. And you don't wish to die, do you?
That's awfully calm of him. The detective slowly raises his arm and points a gun towards the corner of the ceiling. He fires, and the lens of the security camera in the room shatters to pieces, accompanied by the ear-splitting sound of gunfire.
Ah!
Wow, that is indeed what I would call showmanship. Thank you, Logi. The young detective bolts for the interrogation room. Well, he made the right move. There's no point in making a show of justice if it's just going to get you killed.
Ah, now you've done it. So, who are you?
You'll find out when we meet. Enter the TV. You should still be able to do that.
Without changing expressions, he pushes the gun into my back. If I try and resist, he'll pull the trigger without hesitation. I can feel the danger in the air. Disobeying him would not be a wise plan right now. I watch towards the TV that had been brought in as evidence. Before I can even start to struggle, I'm thrown into the television with unbelievable strength. I feel a strange floating sensation, as if gravity has lost its hold on me entirely.
Just like old times.
Yeah, I know this feeling, and I know it's waiting for me at the bottom. Didn't you only go into the TV once, though? I don't know why it's like old times for you. What now? I sigh slightly as I fall head first. I was thrown into a school classroom, enveloped in an uncanny atmosphere. There are chairs and desks lined up, textbooks on the shelf, a blackboard, all that good stuff. But the walls are plastered with posters and a barricade, labeled P1 Grand Prix, is strung up all over the place. Seriously, who made these things? I look to the blackboard puzzled and read the words Yasogami High School Monthly Events written upon it.
When I exited the TV, I found myself in a classroom.
Yaso High is where these wannabe detectives go. Of course, this isn't the real school, but I get the feeling that they'll be showing up any time now. That doesn't matter. The thing I need to worry about is that whoever called me here is somewhere in the school, too.
Seriously, I can't believe I'm called in here all of a sudden. I'm not even a cop anymore. Honestly, I'd rather be in prison.
Well, that said, if I go back, it'll all be back to square one. That would be very annoying. Fine, I'll play along then. I was getting tired of dealing with those idiot cops anyway.
Well, I guess I'll go. Didn't think anything like this would ever happen again. Isn't there something wrong with this world? Who knows what'll happen next?
I guess I'll start investigating from the top. I scratch my head and start making for the door out of the classroom. I'm sure I'll find some evidence if I just start walking around. Huh? Wait a second. That's something Dojima-san used to say all the time.
Oh man, I've picked up the habit without realizing it. Look what you've done to me, Dojima-san.
Oops, didn't read that. My bad. To be continued. Interesting. You know, I actually had to look over this before. It's 11% already. Okay. So it should just be one straight line of them. Decently long, though. I do kind of wonder. I guess it's just so you can actually take a break. But it is interesting because it should only be one character, right? The school is a terrifyingly quiet world. After leaving the classroom, I take a stroll around the school. The empty school building is blurred in a dim light, making it all the creepier. And for some reason, it's become a complicated maze, as if the entire school had become a giant trap.
Man, whoever made this must be pretty twisted. Then again, who am I to talk?
I glance around and notice the walls and ceilings were bored through as if something crashed into them. I saw plenty of similar signs of damage on the way here. I neither know nor care what happened, but the violent scratches here tell a story of what happened. At any rate, this is definitely not a peaceful place.
I'm starting to get sleepy.
I love that. I love that. It's like, whatever's going on, this is not a peaceful place. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm out of shape and my back is hurting. Let's get this over with and get back. I rub my tired eyes and climb up the nearest set of stairs.
Oh, what's behind door number 1?
There's just a single door at the end of this path. Normally, this would be the way to the roof, but there's no telling where it goes in this crazy world. In any case, I guess I better take a look. It doesn't appear to be locked. I slowly open the door, and a warm, moist wind blows in.
What in the world is this?
Interesting. Oh, yeah, okay, this is where, the Persona 3 people are eventually going to be captured. This is obviously before then. That makes sense. The scene before me is bizarre. A bunch of crosses are stuck into the ground, with an eerily giant moon in the background. Close by, I can see the moonlight bridge bent like a spoon. I definitely recognize it, because I saw it more times than I would have liked while I was in the city. Still.
Talk about some disturbing taste in decor.
This place feels like a set from a B-movie. Feels like zombies are going to attack me out of nowhere. Well, if I'm in the TV world, there are shadows here. I guess they don't look all that different. I'll take a look around the area while I'm thinking that. I sense a presence right behind me, and I instantly realize that someone snuck up on me. You gotta be kidding me. I may be crooked, but I was still a cop. I was paying attention to my surroundings, and somebody still got the drop on me. I carefully turn around and see a young man standing there.
Welcome to his world. You must be Toru Adachi.
That's weird. I wonder why they're making his in quotations there when we already know who Kagatsuchi is. It doesn't really make sense that they would hide that from this point, unless Adachi's not supposed to know who it is, but why would Adachi care? The young man spreads his arms in a welcome gesture. He has impressively red hair and a sharp yet cold stare. He carries two odd-looking katana and bears an X-shaped scar across his face. But above all, this extraordinary pressure he's given off is the same feeling what I felt in the interrogation room. He's the one who called me here, no doubt about it. Chills run down my spine in the face of this murderous intent. I keep a straight face and speak like I always do to hide my fear.
Are you the one that called me out? Seriously, I'd rather not.
I'll tell you who I am to thank you. I am Minazuki. Sho Minazuki.
Okay, guys, here, let me just speak clearly here. If you guys ever feel a need to thank me, I take personal checks, I take handwritten letters. Don't be like, "Hi, my name's John." I will not feel thanked by that. Just so you know. Young man grins after he says that. I notice he has a Yasuhai uniform tied around his waist. Does that make him a student there? He seems rather composed to be one. Those detective wannabe brats acted more their age.
What in the world is that?
Kitty.
Okay. Okay, what is... Hey! What are you doing? Okay. Come on.
And what does this Minazuki-kun want with me? If you don't have any business in particular, I'd really like to head back.
Whether or not I explain myself to you will be decided right now.
In the blink of an eye, his katana's pointed at my throat. Hey, man, what gives? He's the one who wanted to hear, isn't it? Isn't this a bit of a mean greeting? Well, I'm feeling frustrated with this Minazuki. Minazuki tosses his gun towards me. This grip is the same revolver as the one I kept when I was a detective.
It's your gun. Pick it up. You're a skilled marksman, no?
Minazuki raises his katanas. The punk wants to test my strength. Fine. I click my tongue around and pick up the revolver off the ground. It pisses me off that I have to listen to this brat, but I have a feeling that things will be a bigger pain if I refuse to fight. I take in the comfort of the familiar grip in my hand and turn to Minazuki.
Are you sure you want to give me this? I'm the suspect in a murder case, you know.
That's fine. Accommodate, as if you wish to kill me.
Yeah, as if.
Wow, someone's confident. Okay, don't mind if I do.
Alright, let's do this. I've never actually used Adachi, so this will be interesting. Good luck to me.
Finally.
Oh, jeez, I'm not even using the right controller here. Because I was definitely using my arcade stick before.
Not enough.
It's no use.
Getting in dry. It pays.
Boring.
Persona.
What a joke.
I see you. Come on, what's the matter?
Slim difference is an exciting factor.
Yep. Okay, yes, we're going to rematch. No, we're not going to rematch with that controller. Until I actually started fighting, I didn't even realize that I wasn't using this bad boy. And, yeah, I'm not any good at fighting games without my faithful arcade stick. So, let's plug this in. And we're gonna have to adjust the inputs. Alright. Mucho del Petro. Here we go. I didn't do bad, actually, considering I couldn't even, like, control anything.
Finally.
You can't evade this. Now, go. Go. I have it. Persona. I see it. Come on. What's the matter?
This is getting turn the tables.
How about this?
Go.
Dang it. I think I actually did better. I'm not going to get it perfect. I turned the difficulty way up on this. It's at the highest difficulty at the moment. So, perfects will not be happening.
Finally.
You're an eyesore.
Excuse me, sir? Show, stop. Excuse me, stop hitting me. Stop hitting me. Well, I guess that is one way you can stop hitting me, but I would prefer, like, you stop because I won. I don't want to cheap out and just use the final attack, even though it would basically one-shot him. Actually, it wouldn't basically, it would one-shot him. That would literally be what happened.
Finally.
You're an eyesore. Come forward.
Stop hitting me! And this difficulty is for people that know this character way better than I do. And Sho is a beast! Holy crap! Getting frustrated. I can cheese out with auto combos, but I don't like to.
Finally.
Something like this?
What? Persona. You're an eyesore. You can't
Something like this?
Okay, stop! Holy crap, how is that even a thing? I was actually winning and catching him with a lot of stuff. He just hits me 3 times and I'm dead.
Finally.
You're an eyesore. Persona. Here comes.
How about come forward? This is getting fun.
But now,
Let's get to work.
Come forward. My face.
All right.
twin difference was a deciding factor.
I feel uplifted for the first time in a while. Minazuki's power was something. It definitely wasn't the standard keep it clean style of fighting. Sure, I beat him, but he probably wasn't taking me seriously. In fact, Minazuki's pretty nonchalant while he looks at me, but he seems satisfied.
You're quite skilled. I find your defeat incomprehensible.
Look who's talking. You look like you've got lots more energy to spare, too.
Indeed, I was only testing you. I wanted to see if you would be of any use. I'm going to create his world. For that, I require your assistance.
His world? Ah, now I'm a little interested. Tell me more.
Come to think of it, he said his before too. He's got another ally? Someone even stronger than him? Just in case, I sneak my revolver behind my back and reload the cylinders.
This is what that boy wishes for. I intend on destroying this world. The world is filled with deception. Those within it prattle about friendship and bonds, yet they trample over others in the dark without a care. There is no value in such a world. What must be done is to eliminate everything within it.
That's got my interest. Truth to tell, you're probably right. This world's all about useless, shallow, so-called friendships. And yeah, I think it's irritating too. I mean, hey, I gave destroying everything a shot once too.
That's only half true. Bonds, friendship, helping one another. There's a lot of people who flaunt all this nice sound and talk, but those same people will try and cut others off when they're attacked or in pain, right? In the end, it's just that humans have to rely on each other in order to live. But far too many dumbasses misunderstand that and try and make it way more meaningful than it really is. That's why I really understand where this guy's coming from. It'd be nice if you could erase this shitty world like a magic trick. At least, that's what I used to think.
You gained a power beyond humans. Do you remember that time?
Power beyond humans? Huh. You mean that thing? What do you want with it?
I intend to summon that power, but it needs to be tamed.
Minazuki's eyes waver, like red flames. Huh, I see. Looks like he's been given power, just like me.
For that, I require your assistance. You will cooperate with me. You have no choice in this.
Actually, he does have a choice. We've seen the end of the story, and he makes a choice. Minazuki points his katana at me again. With my power, I didn't have much control. I was taken over by some mysterious force and had no memory of it. He's poked around with my personal profile, but he's missing the most important part. I guess he's just some brat after all. Can't do his research.
Come on, you're not giving me a say here. And about this taming thing, that's all up to you. What does it have to do with me? If you want my help, I guess I'll cooperate with you as best I can.
As best as you can. Very well. You have another role as well.
What? There's more?
God dang it. I didn't, leave prison in order to do work. What are you doing?
Persona users. I will gather them and make them fight. You will also participate in this.
Huh? That sounds like a real pain. I mean, why are you making them fight?
To be honest, I really don't have to get involved in this, but the right choice is to act like I'm interested and get as much information out of this kid as possible. Depending on how things go, this guy might be a hindrance to me. I'll decide how to make my move once I've heard what he has to say. After I make an interested face, he surprisingly tells me a full outline of his plan. He's going to gather shadows until he has a giant collection of them, like a pile of sculpting clay. Using that as a vessel, he plans to summon what he calls power beyond the bounds of man to inhabit it. But in order to pacify such a powerful being, he apparently needs persona fragments that are created when persona users use their powers on one another. So he thought up the idea of creating a one-on-one tournament between persona users, calling it the P1 Climax. Plus, he's made some exact duplicates of people out of shadows in order to force them to fight one another. I have to admit, he made an effort. In addition, he's already taken some persona users belonging to an organization called the Shadow Operatives hostage. He's definitely planned for this, though I don't really get the point in crucifying his captives in those tacky crosses. Anyway, blah blah blah, I've been called in to help him collect fragments, help him get a hold of that power within the giant shadow. It all sounds pretty stupid, really, but Minozaki is deadly serious. He really intends to go through with this. How do you manage to come up with this plan such a convoluted pain in the ass? Maybe it's just because he hasn't been around for a while, but I'm actually impressed at how ridiculous this scheme of his is.
I'll add the persona users of this town to the fight as well. You understand, no? They were the opposition who shattered your previous ambitions. Have your revenge on them if you wish. Even if you do nothing, I will not complain.
Here, come help me by doing nothing. Okay!
Revenge, huh?
We will prepare the stage for you. You're free to destroy them if you so choose. The clashing of competing powers will give off persona fragments. This will advance our plans.
And if I refuse?
Then the murders which occur on foggy days will begin again.
Interesting. But you're going to win or lose this night, aren't you?
I see. Well, can't let that happen.
I never had a choice from the start, huh? Well, I didn't expect to just go home without having to do some kind of work. After hearing this plan, I can't just sit there. I was thinking about what to do when I suddenly felt the ground shake a bit beneath us.
It's time. Here it comes.
Minazuki looks up at the sky and stares off into the distance. Suddenly...
What the huh?
The shaking grows so intense I can barely stand, and the roof soars up into the sky. I fall on my knees and brace my hands on the ground, lost for words as I stare upwards. Is that Kakatsuchi already? Oh, no, that's the red moon, isn't it? Well, no, the moon's behind him. I don't know. The sky has turned red, like ink stain on a piece of paper, or an infection spreading across a healthy flesh.
Oh, man. Isn't this a little over the top?
The shaking's finally stopped, so I run off to the edge of the roof. I look down at the world from there, and I gulp involuntarily. The town's covered in eerie red mist. The sky, the moon, even the air itself is covered in red. It's the same color as Mizuzuki's eyes, and they show me that everything is at his mercy.
Hey, is this? What the hell? Damn! This is totally out there. My world is awesome! Dude, you're Adachi, right? Did you see that just now? Did you? The world's all red! Well, better red than dead. Just kidding.
No, but if it's red, it's dead. That's what Warcraft taught me. The young man who had been cool and calm just a moment ago is now jumping around like a little kid. An innocent brat playing with a new toy.
Huh? Whoa, hold on. What's with the wild mood swing? What are you all surprised for? You were talking to him, huh? That kind of puts a damper on things.
Him? Just in case I look around. Wow, just in case I look around? I am great at talking. Just in case I take a look around. But we're the only ones here. The red-headed boy laughs merrily as I cock my head in confusion.
Well, that's fine. I'm Sho Minazuki. Welcome to my world, as I like to call it. I've heard about you. You hate this world too, right? Good for you, cause it's all going away. Huh. So, you're different from Minazuki-kun. You're still on this? Minazuki is him. I'm Sho. It's too much of a pain to explain it anymore. Just kidding.
Maybe he just doesn't care to keep talking, but Sho ends the conversation with a pretty lame pun. Does he have to split personalities? I've never met someone who does before, and it's fairly common to hear about it when you talk with cops about psych cases. Still, something doesn't seem right. I feel something different, some threatening madness from him. Well, that doesn't matter right now. I just slump my shoulders, fed up with the fact that I have even more trouble to deal with.
That aside, are you really any good to me? If you're totally weak after saying you'll help out, I don't need your bullshit. And if you really are like that, I'll seriously kill you. I don't think I ever gave a clear yes or no yet. This is all so sudden, you know? Huh? Are you an idiot? Cooperating lets you live. Refusing gets you killed. Get it? What moron would say no to that? Those are some pretty extreme choices. Enough going on and on in circles. I wouldn't mind destroying you, but he's telling me not to. That means you're game to do this. You seem like you enjoy things that get bloody. What's wrong with that? It goes gushing out like psh, right?
What? Really? Yes, I totally like splats. It's awesome. Sho answers without any hesitation. That type that has no self-awareness is the very worst. But the kid should be more careful. No matter how strong you are, even if you think you've got control over great power, if you let your guard down, you're gonna get your feet swept right out from under you.
Yeah, sure, I'll participate. I was getting bored, so this would probably be a good way to kill time. But I'll do this my way. I have my own rules, you know?
That's right, I have my own set of rules. I don't give two shits about this perfect world or his power. All this crap about getting revenge on the kids from Inaba, or the fighting between Persona users, doesn't matter to me either. They can do whatever they want. But things are different if they're going to start interfering with me. I don't want anyone getting in the way of my rules, no matter what.
Huh? Well, do what you want. I don't care if it's rules or roulettes, but if you try anything funny, I'll cash you out like that.
Sho, you are too young to be making casino references.
I'll mount you up nice on the wall next to the investigation team. A dodgy looking Adachi. Just kidding.
He laughs at his own lame joke, then his eyes suddenly glow red. He turns his piercing gaze onto me.
But I'll be watching you, so you better not slack off. Got it?
Well, slacking off is pretty much what Adachi does, Sho.
Well, I've got somewhere to be, so do what you want from here. See ya!
Sho raises an arm as he gallantly leaves the roof. I consider attacking him from behind for a moment, but that's probably not a wise move, considering that I don't know what his power is. Only idiots rush things.
Now then, how do I go about this?
I spin my revolver on my finger out of habit, then I look up to that red sky, crimson shroud filling my line of sight. Ah, that brings back memories of being inside the TV last year. The first time I found myself inside the television. The days of being run ragged, running around with Dojima-san, fighting the kids inside the TV world. That is a great point. I just realized. Adachi went into the TV, went around the P1 Grand Prix school, ran into Sho, and has never actually left the TV. So, previously, I thought Inaba itself got twisted. But does that mean that the investigation team got dragged into a TV without knowing about it? Or did they just not show Adachi leaving the TV? Because it's the two scenarios are actually not matching up on about where this is actually taking place. I thought I'd forgotten all that, but I guess not. They're not very pretty memories, but it would be a lie to say that those experiences made me the man I am today. I'm hit by a fierce wave of nostalgia and close my eyes. A pastille in my hand seems extremely heavy. Kitty.